So the other day I found this $30 brunch receipt and I was like, wow, do I really spend that much on brunch? So I did some quick calculations and it was a surprisingly significant chunk of my monthly expenses. Then I was like, damn, because like if I have brunch every weekend, that's 8 meals costing $30.
And if I multiply that by 12 months, annually I'm spending almost $3,000.
And if I times that by 4 decades when I'm near retirement, my brunch budget alone will come up to over $100,000. Even skipping out all of this, there has to be a better way to save for retirement. Okay, but step number 1, I need to figure out how much money I need to retire in my 60s before even thinking about how to get it. But even just calculating that magic number turned out to be way more complicated than I thought. Okay, new step 1, figure out how to even retire. And for that, I'm going to need a finance bro.
I'm not a finance bro.
Oh, so then what?
I'm a trainer with the Institute for Financial Literacy. So we conduct workshops basically to educate members of the public on all these financial services and principles. More importantly, we do not provide financial advice or sell financial products.
So sorry, I trying to save money, that's why I need to cut down expenses, so I only can treat you to kopi and kaya. Yeah, can I?
It's good to get started in small ways like this, save a little bit of money here and there. But more importantly, you also need to look at long-term goal. So picture yourself on the day you retire. What are you going to be doing every day? How much is it going to cost you for the food, the transport, some of the medical expenses and the holidays?
Actually very simple. I just want to pay my student debt by 30. I want to get a BTO so I have a roof over my head, and I want 5,000 a year to go for holiday. Is that possible? Oh, but most importantly, I want to retire by 60 years old.
So what you've mentioned comprise of some short-term goals, some medium-term goals, and long-term ones.
How do I decide between what's a short-term goal and long-term goal?
Short-term and long-term is really the time frame for your savings to accumulate and grow to reach your financial target. A goal like retirement tend to be very long-term. So other goals like holiday, saving up for your BTO flat, paying off your student loan tend to be more short-term to medium-term. So it's important to prioritize these goals because they all have different amount of resources you need. So one way to do that is to use the CPF retirement estimator that you can find on the CPF website. So there are a few information that they would ask you, and then you key that monthly expenses number into the calculator, and also the number of years that you expect to be in retirement. So how many years in retirement do you think you would be?
I think I'll die at 80, I think 20 years.
That's a bit pessimistic because life expectancy in Singapore is about 83 years old. So let's say you assume 20 years, then you put that into the calculator, and the calculator will calculate a lump sum that would be the financial resources you need to save up by the time you are retired.
Wow, okay, I haven't done the math, but it seems like a very big number. Looks like I think I need to count all my coffee also, right, to hit that amount.
You also don't need to go to that extreme.
Sure.
I think as long as you're not spending lavishly and you're spending within your means, and you are actually prioritizing your expenditure according to your budget, I think then you are in a good place. Do you know how to make a budget?
No.
So one of the ways is to use the guideline of 50, 30, 20. Of all your monthly income, you can allocate about 50% to spending on needs or must-pay expenses. And then allocate another 30% to wants, and finally 20% on savings. Make sure that you have at least 3 to 6 months of your expenses in emergency savings.
Wow, actually you give me a lot of things to think about, a lot of math.
One of the first things you can do is to do a financial health check quiz, which is about 5 minutes on the MoneySense website. That will then give you personalized recommendations to help you manage your financial health. Next thing is to visit My MoneySense, which will give you a consolidated view of your financial data. It also has free and neutral financial guidelines.
But actually I find it quite hard to save, so
Okay, so savings should not be too difficult. It should not take too much mental efforts in order for it to be sustainable. And occasional treat can be motivational and help you keep on track for your financial planning journey.
Okay, then I go buy you nice coffee now. Let's go.
Let's go.
What do you want?
I think I'll take an Americano.
Okay, can. This one on me because just like can spend money already.
Okay, within reason.
One Americano and one ice latte. So what do you normally like to indulge yourself?
So my wife and I enjoy a meal. Thank you. Enjoy a nice meal prepared by a chef. We go out occasionally to restaurants and treat ourselves. So that's my little indulgence.
If you haven't realized, I can treat myself with coffee. I spend a lot on coffee.
Yeah, it's okay. I think in life it's important to have small indulgences to keep you motivated so that you can stay on track with your financial planning.
Okay, so then if I just save and spend wisely, right, can I retire by 60 then?
Okay, so saving is only half the money equation. The savings must give you the financial return to overcome the effects of inflation. So that's why saving on its own is not enough. You need to save and also invest wisely.
If you're an investing noob like me, you're probably wondering where to start and why are there so many acronyms? STI, ROI, ETF. But let's not get bogged down with all of that. Luckily, Swee gave me 5 investing tips to follow, so here's how to get that bread. Number 1. Only invest after you have set aside rainy day funds for emergencies. Number 2. Outline your investment objectives. Everyone has a different reason for investing. For some, it's about growth. For others, it's an alternative source of income. It can also be a hybrid of the two. Number 3. Be aware of this thing called an investment time horizon. Basically, it's how long you can keep your money tied up before taking it back out. FYI, the longer your investment horizon, the more time you have to ride out market fluctuations and grow your investment. Number 4. Know what you're getting into and spend time researching the different financial products you're interested in. And finally, number 5. Understand your own risk appetite and capacity to take risks. By the way, if you're wondering what affects your ability to take risks, well, you're not alone.
So number 1, you have to consider your personal risk appetite. Everyone's risk appetite is different. And then the second aspect you need to consider is also your capacity to take risks. Do you have a lot of financial obligations? Do you have dependents? Then the third thing you want to consider is also your life stage. As you age, as you have family and you have children, your life stage evolves and that would also result in changes in your objective and risk capacity.
Everything you said so far is very overwhelming. I don't know if I can handle it or if I can make sense of everything I read online and all that. So what should I do?
Financial education for all of us is a lifelong endeavor. I'm still also learning and equipping myself, and it's never too early to start. And securing your financial future starts with making good financial decisions today.
This means that I can still continue spending on coffee, on avocado toast or bubble tea, right?
Within reasons, as long as you factor that in your budget.
Okay, noted.